There are very few things that we do which actually matter. The most like liberal estimation, 1 in 10 things of everything we do is going to be of a valuable, stance. The majority, and the wide majority of our actions are these insignificant filler moments. They don't really stand for anything. They don't really do anything. They don't really apply or progress anything. They're just kind of there because that is sort of the structure of life. Yes, you have the valuable moments, but also to have the invaluable moments. One, to move things along, and two, to give credence to the valuability of whatever it's valuable in. And that can be quite off-putting. That can be quite not pessimistic in the view itself, but pushing of a pessimistic mindset, because it's like, why would I try every time when I know only the select few are going to work? Won't I be just wasting my efforts in the ones that don't work? Which, because of the second point I said there, where it validates the other point by being insignificant. Without insignificance there's no significance. Apart from that, another argument as to why you need to try is because that is the function of things. That is the way we must go. The insignificant moments of no consequence, no betterment, no progression, no improvement, no substance, are still so grounding and are so needed. They're necessary. We strive for the successes, we strive for the ecstasies, we strive for all these things that make us feel like we're winning and like we're the best and we're on top of the world. But in cases outside that, there's also those times where it's just lovely to go through the mundane. Yes, you'd much rather have a moment that you could consider within your top 10 than you would having cooking and eating a pasta. But because there's a better option doesn't devalue that entirely. We still can take the mundane and enjoy the mundane, because we're not, humans, we're not an elitist species, though lots of people try to make us seem like that. Lots of philosophers, lots of scholars try to push humans as elite. I'm thinking of Mill, John Stuart Mill, and how he describes the higher and lower pleasures and how he devalues these base pleasures. But these insignificant, non-progressive pleasings of human, no, they matter just as much. There shouldn't be a barrier between what is good and what is meaningful. It's like the huge difference between interesting and newsworthy. There's socially and intellectually progressive, and then there's fine, enjoyable if you drain it. And we shouldn't look away from them, because it really gives us a sort of, yes, it's a low pleasure, but it is a pleasure. It gives us this reassurance that in these grounding, boring, mundane, repetitive, yet still livable tasks, that we are, living, and we are succeeding, even if this isn't a success. People with these basic general liberties taken away from them suffer a lot stronger, suffer a struggle a lot stronger psychologically than people with 1 or 2 instances of great inflicted negativity. It's subjective to say and quite controversial, but a person with 1 instance of trauma compared to a person with a lifetime of neglect is more likely to suffer harsher consequence. It's how these moments that mean nothing make us. They're bricks in the wall. They're one-on-ones with nothing, but they matter because they validate everything. They validate the successes, they validate the losses by not being either, and they validate us as humans, because we can win and we can lose. Yes, we can, but if we can't live in the in-between, we're just points and numbers on a scorecard. We want to be humans capable of the quantitative of what can't be marked down, because that is something exclusively belonging to us. When we can do something without a reason that marks us down as something, that's a very intrinsically human ability. Animals do everything they do because they need to, whether it's win or lose. They can't do something for the sake of it just because they can. So that's the only classification. It's not a base and higher thing, it's a need and doable thing.